Happy Saturday! All right, so who wants to get ready with me tonight? I am actually alone by myself. Jay's downstairs, but I mean, I won't be having any visitors. Jay and I are actually going to go out to Bonefish. We have never tried it before, and my mom and dad are nice enough that they are going to watch the kiddos today. So I am going to throw on some makeup today. More than usual, more than the usual natural makeup that I am always trying to hurry up and put on for you guys. So hopefully you guys will enjoy this tonight. I'm going to put on some different things that I don't normally put on. Hopefully my video isn't being all crazy and stuff. It's acting kind of funny tonight. But I'm actually going to get ready with you guys. I'm going to throw on some purple shadows tonight. Well, they're from the purple palette, which I don't normally do. So you guys should enjoy that. And I am going to put on a full face. I don't normally get ready completely. So I'm coming at you barefaced right now. I want to show you guys this too. Hey Melissa, happy Saturday. What are you guys doing tonight? Like I said, I am actually getting ready. We're going to Bonefish. So I don't know who was on here when I talked about that I had a couple precancerous spots on my face and I had to have them liquid nitrogened. Was Wednesday. So if you're seeing anything, it's this right here. So what happens is they almost take like dry ice kind of and they spray it on any place on your skin that they think is precancerous. So this is now a pretty scab that had blistered from sun damage that I had when I was sunbathing, probably like in college and high school. So that's why I'm so huge about taking care of my skin now. I always use an SPF of at least 20, and in the summer I like to use ones that have zinc oxide, so that can completely block out the sun. This will heal and then will become just flesh toned. It could possibly come back just white, but for now I've got a pretty scab and we're gonna try and cover that one and this one. So please stay out of the sun. So as far as makeup goes, I've already put on my Glorious Primer because I like to let that like set. Hey Linda, I'm getting ready to go to Bonefish, but I figured I'd get ready with everybody. Threw my hair in some rollers because I don't have time to curl it. I don't know how it's going to turn out. It probably will be like 80s hair, but you know, I always keep the ends out for anybody that's on here. I never put the ends of my hair in because I feel like that makes it look more 80s. Hey Hillary! So I've already got my primer on, and if you guys want to hang tight or just pop on back, I'm going to start putting on some makeup. So I'm just going to start off with my eyes. I've already put my Victorious cream shadow base on. That is the one that's like a neutral shade. It's like a flesh colored. So I put that on. And now I'm going to go in with my Hermosa bronzer, and I always like to use that as kind of like a crease shade, which is a good transition color. So I just get any old eyeshadow brush in here, and I'm going to go right in the crease. And I kind of pat it and then blend it back and forth like this. It just makes a really nice transition where you're not going to have a harsh line, because I don't like any harsh lines when I'm putting on my eyeshadow. I always blend, 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 blend. But this makes a really pretty blended edge no matter what color eyeshadow you are putting on. And this is just a Real Techniques brush that I'm using. So that's my first step for my eyes. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to pull out good old palette number 3, which I hardly ever use. It's the one that has the purple shades in it. I just tend to like never really wear purple, so but they're gorgeous. I'm going to just use these 3 here. That's like a pink, kind of like a bronze, and a tannish color. And I'm just going to take my Wet n Wild crease brush and I'll go into the color Determined, which is the 3rd one over. And when I'm applying it, I'm just going to put this kind of where I put my bronzer and just drag it back and forth. And if you find these Wet n Wild brushes, they're awesome. Like I said, I got mine at the dollar store back in the day, but I know they have them at like Walmart and places like that. So once again, I'm just creating a nice blended in smoky eye. Hey Brandy, happy Saturday. Hopefully you're doing something fun. We are going out to dinner, just Jay and I, for the first time in a while. So that was the color Determined. Next I'll just take the Deluxe eyeshadow brush and get in here with the color Ecstatic. I'm just gonna pat it in and pat it into my eye as well. So I'm just gonna pat it over most of my lid up to where I blended the other shadow. And it's a pretty, like really pretty, like shimmery bronze color. And it pulls more of like the purpley gray. Go in and do the other eye. So you guys know I like to do kind of like one step on one eye and do the same step on the other eye. That way I can make my eyes as even as possible. Go in here and just kind of blend it back and forth. And I'm just doing a really easy eye. As much as I say, hey, I'm not doing my regular natural look that I always do, it's still super easy and anybody can do this. Now, I'll do the underneath of my eyes too with a couple of the colors, but I'll go ahead and put my face makeup on before I do any of that. But if you get in here, you can see it's blended. So I've got like my base that's all over, that's a lot lighter, and I brought that up to my eyebrow. And then I used the bronzer as a crease shade. I used the color Determined as a crease shade, and I just used that all over. This also looks really, really pretty as a blush, and I'll show you how to do that as well. So the first thing for my face that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take the color Scarlet, and I'm just gonna put it on my ring finger. You don't need much. Go ahead and take that. And even that is a lot, and I warm it up in my ring fingers here. And give it that, and I've got it on my ring fingers. And then I'm just gonna take it in here and kind of pat it in a triangle. Hey Carolyn, happy Saturday. And bring it down in a triangle on both my eyes. And then you can use this color as a highlighter. So I do like a triangle here, down my nose, and I'll get my chin and my upper lip. For this beauty right here, that is my temporary scab blister from my dry ice from the dermatologist. I'm gonna use my actual skin color in the concealer, because we're gonna try and cover that puppy up a little bit. So hopefully we'll be semi-successful, all right? Let's try organza on it. I never really have to like cover so much with my skin, but when you've got some awesome, so that covered really, really well. When you've got some awesome dry ice that had to happen to your skin, it happens, right? So we're just gonna let that warm up a little bit. I've already made my beauty blender kind of damp and I wring it out. I'm just going to pat that concealer in everywhere that I applied it. So you'll see this won't even take me that long. I don't normally, it'll take me longer because I'm chatting with you ladies and doing this live, but getting yourself a full face of makeup does not have to take forever. And I'm gonna pat real gently over this. And I'm gonna apply my foundation. Well, I'm gonna use BB cream. If this shows, I don't really care. It is what it is, you know? It'll be gone, I keep telling myself, ever so soon. It's better than having skin cancer. So if you haven't been checked out by your dermatologist, go. I don't care what your age is, get there. Because they'll catch that for you. And better to be safe than sorry. And I don't know if any of you guys have ever had that done before, but it is not fun, and I've had places that have been like cut up and removed too, and that is not fun. So for my face, I'm gonna go ahead and do the BB Brew for you guys, and I use the color Frivolous in the powder concealer and the color Bisque in the BB So I'm just going to take the BB, put it in the lid of the powder concealer, like so. And let's find a foundation brush. And I use the edge of my foundation brush and just stir the two together. That's why they say it's like a brew, because you're making something wicked. It's wicked good. So just stir these two. And then instead of wasting what's on here, I just kind of like put it on my face. Now, I like this combo because the BB cream is ultra nourishing for my skin, especially in these dry winter months. And by adding the powder concealer, you get a lot more coverage than you would with the BB cream alone. And it still has that kind of like dewy finish that I really, really like. I still really like the Touch foundation a lot. It just has a different finish, so it just depends on what mood I'm in that day. So the liquid foundation is more of like a matte finish. Let's see if I can dim these lights a little. See if it helps. There we go. The Touch foundation, like I was saying, is more of a matte finish, and then the BB Brew is more of a dewy finish. So I just kind of use the foundation brush to apply it everywhere first, and then I'm going to go in with my Real Techniques blending bud to blend it in and get a more flawless finish. And tonight, you know, I like to mix it up. I'm going to use the Real Techniques and use the flat end for my whole face. And this just kind of blends that all in. And I always get down here on my neck. And you can still see, because this is like raised, so you still kind of see that. I could go and like cover it and add more concealer, but hey, we'll just kind of make it look like a beauty mark, right? Like a nice big beauty mark. All right. And then, since we're here together, let's go ahead with the sculpting trio and get a little bit of sculpt in there. So I use the light sculpting trio. I'm going to bring the darkest color underneath here. Chisel that face up a little. Sorry about the scary eyes I just gave you guys. All right, and if you guys did comment, it says I have 10 comments, but I don't know if Facebook is being weird. I can't even see them. So if you guys asked me something, I'll respond to you guys when it's all said and done, because I think Facebook's being kind of funky. And then I just take my blending bud again and then work that in. Kind of like where you want your face to be more chiseled and more like hit by the sun look. And I always go in with my bronzer over the top of that anyways to set it. And there you have that. All right, and then as far as the center, I just take the flat end of this conceal, like I can't even talk, contouring brush, and I'm gonna set my concealer under my eyes and go in a triangle, do the same thing, go over here. I always get my Cupid's bow a little, and then I go right where I set that like scarlet concealer. That is the sculpting trio. Super, super pretty. And then, like I mentioned, you see me use my bronzer for practically everything. I used it on my eyes as a transition color, and now I'm going to hit it right here underneath my cheekbone to set that sculpting trio and give a more soft contoured look. Go under my chin and bring it down. And blend that out really well. That is the bronzer, and I use the color Hermosa. Let's throw on some blush. This is Sweet, my go-to. You can tell because I'm seeing metal, finally. I haven't seen metal for like a year. I've had this puppy for so long. Just dust the blush on because it's super pigmented. You don't need much at all. And let's see, let's throw on some Sexy. It's the Mineral Loose Pigment as a highlighter. And I'm just gonna go ahead, pat this, and then I'll brush it with my, let's grab the little Sonia Kashuk brush. Super pretty. Do this side, pat that in, you can see it, and then I'm just gonna blend it. Get the end of my nose a little, Cupid's bow, and there is Sexy. And this is really pretty too. Let me do that for you. Right in the inner corner of the eye. Let me try and find a clean brush. You just take this and go right in there, and it just brightens up around the eye a little bit. I kind of like bring it right around and in. And that is the Sexy Loose Mineral Pigment. Brows. I think tonight I'm just gonna hit them with a little bit of fibers. So just brush these puppies up. Hopefully you guys saw my brow tinting video. That is how I tint my brows now with the Just for Men. It's so inexpensive and it does great. And mine is the medium brown color. Let's see. Let's throw some eyeshadow underneath the eye to make it a little bit more smoky. So I'm going to use the same palette I was using. Let's grab this color again that I used mostly all over my lid, and I'll take the skinny end of this dual-sided shadow brush and just go in here. And first I kind of like to pat it so I don't get too much fallout underneath, and then I'll go ahead and blend it in. As I was saying before too, I haven't like hot rollered my hair in forever, but I knew I wouldn't give myself enough time to really get ready, so I was like, oh, we're gonna pull out those old school hot rollers. Like my case is like broken, the pins are pretty much like rusted. It's that old. And I kind of like to just bring it over the top too. Then I'm gonna take that same Wet n Wild brush I used in the crease and just use it under my eye too to kind of like blend it and make it less like a line. And hit that corner. And really pretty. So this is palette 3, and I just used these colors right here. Like I said, you could use this as a blush too. It's really similar to the Sweet color, but this is just the eyeshadow base, bronzer, and then this palette 3. And let's go ahead and try and attempt a wing live here on Facebook. So if it gets kind of cray-cray and doesn't look good, hey, send me some love, because it's never fun to do a wing eye live on Facebook. I'm trying to find my eyeliner. That's what oh, here. I'm going to try this one. I haven't used this one before, but it is the NYX, and it's their matte, because I'm not into the shiny winged eyeliner look. I think it looks so much prettier when you have a matte winged eye. Personal preference. So when I'm doing a winged eye, I usually use L'Oreal's liquid eyeliner. It's just my personal favorite, but we're going to try this one out for the first time. So I always go from like the corner of my eye and follow my natural eye shape up. And if you mess up, you mess up, right? And then you go out to like your desired place where you kind of want to end. And I'm going to go from the inner corner and bring it out. And you can have like a thick winged eye, you can have a skinny winged eye. I usually just do whatever I have to build up to for it to look right and even. And then I just kind of grab this and bring it back in, and then I'm going to fill in this open area. And there you go. And if you have to clean it up or anything, you can just go ahead and use like liquid concealer or something. So that turned out way too easy for Facebook Live. I think it turned out really pretty. So you know, with my luck, I probably won't end up even, but we're gonna attempt it. So I'm gonna do the same thing on this eye. I'm going to go from my natural eye shape and bring it up and out, because it looks so much better when you kind of go follow your natural eye and go up. If you go out, it just looks kind of funky. So let's try this one now. So we're gonna take my natural eye line, and follow it up and out. I always kind of like check myself too on my other eye. Like see where I ended and all that good stuff. And now I'm going to go to the inner corner and build my actual line on my lid. And go over. Sorry, I can't talk and do it, so that's why I do hear like pure silence. And I don't know if you know, like Facebook is so funky with music, so I feel like if I have like music in the background, it's gonna delete my video because it's gonna say I don't own the rights to the music. So one of these days I'll get ballsy again. I'm just afraid that they'll delete it, and then my customers will miss it and I'll be sad. So there is the other eye. And that was the first time using that one. So I'm going to add a little bit more to this side to even myself up. And I got some winged eyeliner tonight. It looks super pretty. I really like this one. It was easy to apply. Like I said, it's the NYX Matte Liquid Liner. And as far as mascara goes, I'm just going to throw on the 3D mascara. You guys have seen me do that before. I'm going to set my powder. So let me grab the taffeta and just grab that. And I'm just going to go in here. Set all my makeup. Once I get my mascara on, I'll look all good and even. But I'm pleased. You could even add a little bit of black eyeliner in here if you want to. I think I'm not going to because I don't want that like super smoky look. But that is it. Let me throw on some lips for you guys because I can do the mascara like I said afterwards. I'm going to take Pouty and I'm going to use it all over my lips. It's a really nice like neutral mauve color. It's like my go-to liner. And our liners go on really smooth, so you don't have to tug and pull, but then they dry and they are there. They're not going anywhere. And the same is true for the eyeliners as well. They're made of the same ingredients. So that is Pouty. You can see it's really pretty. It's a nice neutral shade. And if you want to, you can top it off with a little bit of gloss, but I'm gonna leave it just like this for like a matte look. And let me see, what else do I want to do? I'm going to use a little bit of my Anastasia palette for a little bit of additional shimmer. And I'm going to add that to my cheeks as well. And then I'll be ready for a fun little date night with the hubs to dinner. And then, no one us. Probably nothing after that, because we are lame sometimes. And then we'll take out this hot rollers and see what that looks like too. So if you guys have any questions, just shoot me a message, comment below. If I didn't respond to you, I wasn't ignoring you. It's just that I don't see them coming through tonight. It's being kind of funky. So have a nice night. If you have questions about anything I used, or if you have questions about the whole precancerous spot removal, feel free to ask me. I'm like a seasoned pro now. It's not fun. So take care. Love you all and have a nice night.